and welcome back to a new video. If you're hearing this right now, maybe it's just something you needed to hear. Maybe you've been feeling a little out of place lately. Not because there would be something wrong with you or because you would be lost, but because you move through the world with a depth most people don't really understand. So maybe you feel misunderstood. Maybe for most of your life you felt there's something wrong with you just because you're too deep for this world. Maybe even too slow for this world. Maybe you've been wondering if something is wrong with you. It's not, my friend. It's just that some people are new here. And some people have lived enough life to see through the surface, to see the truth. So if you've been feeling tired or outgrown or strangely wise for reasons you can't explain, you're in the right place, my friend. What you're experiencing isn't a flaw. It's a sign of how old your soul really is. And you're waking up to the truth of who you are. And one of the greatest blessings for this kind of souls is to awaken to who they are and to embrace their depth, to embrace their uniqueness, their authenticity, their creativity, everything that can come through them. So, maybe for most of your life, you felt like you've never felt fully from here. Not in some dramatic way, but in a quiet, steady knowing. This world feels familiar yet foreign, like you're just visiting it rather than belonging to it. How many of you feel that? There's many old souls that are volunteering to be here, that are pioneers of the new world that is being born right now, that are pioneers of the new frequency that is giving birth to a new life that is happening, beginning actually right at this moment. And many of these souls feel very confused and lost in a world that doesn't respect that organic nature. So not that they need to be extreme about it, but they just know something is wrong. They're not here to really complain about how things are wrong. They're just here to show a different way, to show how differently we can live. And if that's you, well, show them how to live. Show them by an example. You've never felt fully from here because you are not from here. You're living on this planet right now, but you're not truly from here, and you're aware that you're not from here. Many times it may even happen to this kind of souls that they are missing their real home. Now, what is really needed is to embrace a life being here. It's almost like when we separate in a relationship or we quit a job, and then we may have this reminiscence like, oh, back at that time it was so great. When we come to this planet, we need to embrace being here. And the best way to embrace being here is to embrace our gifts, our native talents, and play with them, experiment with them. And see how resourceful you can be as an ancient spirit in this dimension. Show us how it's done, right? Show us how it's done. Many old souls will feel a deep truth in this, because it's time to show the world what life truly is. And many old souls already came into this life tired. And this sounds strange, but this is the truth. Many old souls came into this world already tired, not physically, existentially, as if your soul had already learned the lessons most people are still running toward. So that's why maybe for most of your life it felt strange why people are repeating same mistakes over and over and over again and they don't learn a lesson. It makes complete sense to you, but it feels strange why some people need so much time. Well, because some are here for the first time, some are here for the second time, some are here for the 100th time, but every one of us is on our own timing. Now it's not to be more, important or any of that. It's about learning compassion. But it explains why sometimes when you look around, it feels so strange. Well, that's why. Because you're carrying a gift of incredible wisdom. And many times we have tendencies to hide it from the world. We think the world is not ready for it. Sometimes we think we are not ready to embody it, to embrace it, to integrate it. But this is the time, my friend. This is the time to show it. This is the time to express it, to embrace it, and see where your wisdom takes you. This is the time when you stop hiding from the world. You show up as you truly are, and you take it as far as you can and pave a way. This is your wake-up call, my friend. You came here for this. So when it feels tough or strange, you know what to do, but you're not doing it. You're not using your intelligence that God gave you. You will need to be honest with yourself. And you will need to ask yourself, on what side are you standing? Are you standing on the side of the echo of society that is living in fear, or are you living on side of truth, where experimenting with what you know brings you deeper into what you need to know? This is called a journey, right? An adventure of a hero, or a hero's journey that you're on right now. And this message for you is a wake-up call. This is a wake-up call for all the old souls out there listening to this. My friend, you're beautiful, you're loved, you're supported, and I will push you a little bit. Yeah, because the world deserves you. Not everyone will accept you, not everyone will appreciate you, but there are some souls that need what you have. You also came into this world with an intuition faster than logic. It means that you don't need long explanations. You just know. You know who to trust, what feels right, and what will eventually happen. You have this kind of a gift. We call it, this is a wisdom of experiences, right? It's a byproduct of being through so many experiences that we just develop an inner feeling. We just know. We know who to trust. We know what feels right, and we know what will happen. We read the patterns. We know where this momentum is taking us. We can predict outcomes like that. So you don't need long explanations. You just tune into the energy. Your intuition is faster than logic. That's why you shouldn't trust so much of your logic than that intuitive resonance. Because deep inside, when you sit in quietness, there's a voice of truth that never lies to you. It always tells you what you need to know. And many times you need courage to say yes to it. Many of you old souls listening to this, let me know how many of you are out there listening to this message today. Drop a yes in the comment section if this resonates with you. You came here with a strong intuition. That's why you maybe felt like you're not fitting in this world. Because so many groups and cultures and beliefs and religions are out of sync. They're not natural. They've lost their depth, their meaning. And your intuition always told you that there's something wrong, and because you couldn't put into words what is wrong, you thought there's something wrong with you. But then you woke up and you realized, no, actually there's something wrong with the world, and maybe the only thing that was always right was what I felt. And now it's time to take action with it. Now it's time to be that you that always spoke to you from within. You see, because of coping reasons, we've developed a persona to function in this highly dysfunctional world just to survive. But there came a time when this persona must die. It must fall apart. And often we call it a death of an old identity. And this is the time we're in. It's a tough time for many of us because suddenly we're losing parts of us we've been so deeply attached to, but they were never really fitting us. So it's painful, but it's also liberating. You may feel like you're losing something, but you just need to stay aware what is staying. And as you're moving on right now, and maybe you're going through major changes in your life, what will stay is what is real. And because deep inside you already know what needs to be done and what is real, you need to hold on to it and express it as much as you can. So this is for the brave ones, and you're brave, my friend. You came here for this. So trust your intuition, not your logic, because your logic will say, hey, this doesn't feel right. And it will say, oh, what they will think. And it will say, oh, maybe I will get hurt. But your intuition will say, we got this. We've done it before. Many old souls feel other people's emotions as if they're your own. It's not because you're sensitive, it's because your soul has practiced compassion for lifetimes. Because you came here to feel, so through your resourcefulness, you can develop methods and ways to heal old pain. That's why so many of you feel inspired by these teachings, by these messages, by these ancient stories that remind you of who you truly are. Because you know the world is out of balance, and a way towards greater balance is to move through what we feel. It's not about sensitivity, it's about the truth, facing with the truth, being raw with ourselves, with what we feel, but also finding a distance between who we are and what comes from outside, because we know emotions are contagious. So it's very important to know ourselves, to know who we are, and then how external energies affect us. So in spiritual practices, we call it energy hygiene, which is all about regulation of the nervous system and noticing how sometimes other people attach on us and how sometimes through our judgments and opinions we attach onto others. So to stay at peace with ourselves and with the world is a great art right now, practicing inner peace. So we let go of energies that are not our, and therefore we're creating greater equilibrium. We are becoming the source of equilibrium for this planet. And this is a job for all of us. Many old souls figure this out first. Like, you are here to generate a new energy, a new frequency. Monks knew that when they lived in monasteries on mountains and distant places. They knew they don't need to be a part of the society to affect evolution of society. They understood that. Quantum physics is teaching us everything is intertwined, everything is connected. So what you experience within yourself also affects everything outside of you. And therefore, transmuting all the energies into a greater pace is an art of this time. That's why so many of you felt a deeper need for more rest, for more sleep, for having more times to nap and to take time for yourself, because the world is tired. So many people are exhausted and burned out. And we all feel these things. So the question is only what we do with it. We can strengthen our bodies. We can take care of our diet and nutrition and what we drink and all of that. But also inner peace. So nothing external affects us. This is a great art. Many old souls struggle to get excited by normal life paths. And they mistaken it for boredom. But it's because they've done it before. The soul seeks something deeper, truer, freer. That's why you're here for something deep that awakens that inner fire. So if normal things don't speak to you, stop chasing them. So many people think that there's just, few ways to make money, or there's few ways to be happy, or there's few ways to meet new people. But actually there's infinite ways to everything. And more we listen to ourselves, more we find our way. And this is the hero's journey. It's not an easy journey, but you're here to find your way. You struggle to get excited by normal life paths because you haven't come here for a normal life. You came here for a unique life, for a truthful life that hasn't been done before. So you came here to do something that feels impossible for most people. Old souls usually live like that, my friend. If that's you, stop looking for a normal path. Live a unique path. That's your way. As Carl Jung reminded us, if the path in front of you is clear, you're on someone else's path because someone else has already walked it. The path in front of you shouldn't be clear. There's, for many old souls, there's a feeling that follows them almost all the time, and it's partially feeling lost. But feeling lost is a motivation to find a direction. So it motivates us. Not being sure if what we are doing is the right thing motivates us to keep going towards what we feel that is our North Star. To keep moving forward, to keep looking for a way, to keep looking for that feeling of resonance. Like, I'm a painter. I share my paintings with you. And when I paint, here and there I lose the flow. Here and there I'm not sure if I'm still on the right direction, but I keep going until something clicks once again. So it's like moving forward and looking for that feeling of direction. We have a sense of direction, but here and there we just feel lost. This is normal for old souls. Why? Because you're here on a completely different path. Many old souls feel and see patterns in everything. So some even think it's a curse because they analyze everything, like energy loops, relationship cycles, life themes. You pick up on deeper meaning instantly because you've mastered the surface level already. So why we see patterns in everything? Because we are here to master energy, and energy is all about motion and momentum. So if we want to master energy, which means we want to master this reality, we can't be on the surface level anymore, because we know that there's source to everything. There must be cause for an effect. So we are not focusing on effects, we go deeper into the cause, and cause has a momentum, so it turns into an effect. So we see energy loops, we see loops in our behavior. That's why so many old souls also struggle with addiction sometimes, and struggle with toxic relationships, and struggle with certain energy themes that are repeating. Why? Because that's the way to heal, that's the way to change, that's the way to find a remedy. The best way to learn is to go through it, right? So we kind of start looking deeper into the pattern, into loops, into cycles we're going through, and we analyze them. What made us do this? What caused this? And then we start at the core. Let's begin differently. Let's stay aware. Let's stay conscious. Just don't go unconscious. And we will consciously navigate the momentum towards what we want to experience. And we become masters of manifestation. It's all about intention. And it's all about being conscious, staying conscious. So you pick up on deeper meaning instantly because you've mastered the surface level already. So you sense a deeper meaning. And that's the point. That's why so many things in this world may feel way too boring to you. Go deeper, my friend. You're invited to go deeper. And follow the spark. Always follow the spark. Many old souls have noticed that your presence calms people without trying. Have you noticed this? That's why you need to be with people. But it may also drain you sometimes just because of that. Because your energy is attractive to many other people who are still learning to experience this kind of depth. So you may experience them as energy vampires. So what many of you need to learn is setting boundaries. Old souls are able to stabilize a room simply by existing. You've experienced that. Wherever you came, you've noticed that something just changed. Have you noticed you came into a cafe, bar or something like that? Even if it's empty, you come there and then people start coming in. You come into an empty store and people start coming in. Have you noticed that you are stabilizing energy? You are sometimes like a magnet for other people. It's the emotional gravity of someone who has been through so much. And there's just more depth, more maturity to you. Now how you handle it is, it's up on you. I'm not making this message to make you feel more important, like now I'm an old soul, now I'm better than others. No, it's not the point. What I'm saying is that there's a deeper meaning behind why things work the way they work. And some of us just have a unique energy that's is truly making strange effects on this world. Not again to feel special or any of that, because it has also its own darkness and its own negative side. So it's not just good or whatever. But it's good if we see why it is the way it is, because if we have more complexity, then we also have more wisdom and more intelligence if we learn to tap into it. And more we find it, more we can express it, and more we express it, more we practice it, better we become at it. And then they wonder how you've come so far. Yeah, because you've been through so much, but you needed to make sense out of it, and you needed to practice it, and you've turned it into your strength. You've started using everything you thought is your weakness as your strength. And then your life started showing you a way. So what happens to many old souls is that what makes them unique, also the world sees in them as something wrong or something strange or something awkward. Like you're saying so much, and therefore it's hard for you maybe to communicate, and you feel awkward. Or you are very intuitive, but you need to fit into a world that praises logic and memory. You're creative, but you live in a world that praises systems and money or whatever it is. You're playful, but you live in a world that is lost in lack of aliveness. So yeah, it's strange to live here sometimes. But that's why we're here to create a new world. That's why there's a saying, the new world. Because people are waking up to an understanding, hey, the way we used to live is not healthy. It's not how life's supposed to be. So let's create a life that it is supposed to be. Let's live it like that. And for that, we need to be resourceful. Yes, we need to be creative. We need to find new solutions. We need to look within to find answers that the world will never give us. Many of you carry wisdom that you can't explain, right? That's why you need to look within. You say things you've never learned. Have you experienced that? You understand concepts you were never taught. It feels like remembering, not learning. So, in my life, I've experienced that I've been drawn to so many different books. But then when I've been reading these books, it was more like I'm just awakening memories. It's not really learning, it just resonates. Like I knew this before, but I had no words to explain it. Let me know how many of you feel like that as well. This is what it means when we talk about soul activation or DNA activation. When we are awakening to deeper memories that were asleep within us, because sometimes we need codes to activate them. Like we need keys to open doors in our energy bodies. We need something to activate us. Sometimes it's inspiration. Sometimes it's a certain word. Sometimes it's certain energy. We need these things to activate us, to make us remember. Like, same as you've experienced something as a little kid and then you've forgotten. But maybe back at that time there was a certain smell present in that experience. And then later in life you come across that same smell and it immediately awakens this old memory. It activated it. Now, with this ancient wisdom, it's the same. Sometimes we need to hear a word. Sometimes we need to see something ancient. That's why so many of us feel drawn to certain places like Egypt or Turkey or any other place we feel drawn to. just because we feel there's something there that we need to experience. You carry wisdom that you can't explain. And many old souls have always been the outsider, but never the victim. So you feel very comfortable alone. Solitude is where your soul recharges and returns to its original frequency. How many of you resonate with this? You're completely comfortable alone. And solitude is where your soul recharges. So it's just something we need to understand. Like, there's nothing wrong with us if we like to be alone. We just need to listen to ourselves. So in my life, I had so many periods where I was so fine being alone. But then towards the end of last year, I've started feeling that deep call. I need to hang with people, not for the sake of hanging, but for giving, for helping, for healing, for whatever it is. So I found a great joy meeting new people. I've just started talking with strangers wherever I was, wherever I am, and I feel great. I've noticed people are opening up. I love to have all kinds of conversations. But then I go back into, solitude sometimes to recharge, to return to my unique frequency. So how many of you resonate with this? You like to give, you like to help, you like to listen, but then you return into your own solitude, back to your original frequency. It's because you're an old soul, because you're here to generate, to cultivate energy. You're not here to belong, you're not here to fit in, you're here to shine, you're here to pave a way. And less you live in your ego, more this will be understandable, more you start enjoying in it. Like, my life is an incredible joy because I said no to an average lifestyle and I've started living how I truly want to live, which is a life of an artist, a life of a teacher, a life of a philosopher. I love to study, to remember, to practice these concepts, and to be a beacon of light in the world, even though I have so many errors and flaws and I'm learning still many things. I struggle with certain things. But I love to learn and overcome and heal. I just found this is my path and I'm enjoying that. Many old souls feel a quiet urgency to finish something in this life. How many of you feel that? Even if you don't know what it is yet, there's a sense of purpose, a mission, a soul contract that feels ancient. For all my life, I felt I came here to do something. And when I've started painting, I knew exactly what it was. I knew I'm here to create symbols, to teach, to make people remember, to inspire people. I always knew my mission is to inspire. Because it's a way to wake up other people, to wake up other souls. I knew this is my job. So I always felt deeply pulled into a feeling of inspiration, even before I was painting. When I was in sports, I loved music that inspired. I always loved deep hip-hop music, just certain particular artists that I felt that are pure souls, and I love their music. And it was because I loved the feeling of inspiration. And only later, when I've started painting, when I've became way more familiar and better in the feeling of inspiration, which sounds strange, but it's like, feeling is a frequency, and frequency gives you information, because frequency carries information. So more I've started feeling inspiration, more I've started receiving downloads and insights and guidance, and more I was doing that, more I felt guided. So many old souls feel a quiet urgency to finish something in this life. And if that's you, it's important to pay attention to it, to see what resonates with you. So many times I say to you that what inspires you is deeply related to your soul path. Why? Because something that inspires us also makes us remember why we've come here. You see, one way we came here with a plan was, or one plan, or how to say, we knew that we'll come here with some kind of insights, with some kind of guidance. And we knew that guidance will speak to us in a very unexpected way, so it will surprise us. Like, I am always attracted to people who have unique missions than I have, but they may be in completely different fields. In my personal life, I actually don't have many spiritual people. Around me, I have many people who are in completely different fields, but they are on the same mission: to inspire, to build, to motivate, to help others. So you see, it's not the point in what field you are. The point is that you are on a mission, and you need to understand what mission you are on to fully embrace it, to boldly walk it, and to trust your heart when you're doing that. You may notice it feels very ancient, because it is. Like, what we're in as a society right now, this time we're in, is something that was predicted by all ancient cultures. We're in a time of great prophecy. The fifth earth is being born right now, if we go into Hopi prophecy. There's many different prophecies. Like, I've just made a video a few days ago called Society Will Be Changed Forever. And there's this thumbnail with the earth where it's written the end, because the old world has ended. The fourth world has ended. We're entering the fifth one. It's a very interesting video. You should watch it. We're in a time of great change. And as I said, many of you are pioneers of this new age, of this new era. But you need to embrace yourself. You need to live like a leader. You need to live like a mystic many times, because many things are strange on this world right now. So you need to see through the illusions. You need to see through the cracks of everything that's happening, and all the panic and all the fears and everything people are saying. You need to see through it to see what is really going on. So you're not misled by the surface level conversation. You're led by the energy of truth, by the voice of love and unity that is guiding you, my friend. You're guided, you are protected, you're safe, and everything will be okay. I will leave you here. I hope you found a great value today. I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting as well. I'm an artist behind this channel, and I'm the messenger. Every single day I show up and give you a message of guidance to remind you what truly matters. If you would like to get my art, you can go onto AttractPassion.com and you will find all of my paintings there. Prints of my art that are more available, and also original paintings. To those of you who are into art and value it, appreciate it, thank you so much for your support. I truly appreciate that. Thank you so much, my friend. And till next time, one love.